Did we start? Welcome back to another episode of Touching All Bases. I'm your host, Kaden Hughes. So excited to be hosting forever for the rest of the show. To my far right, Brian. That's Riley, and that's Jackson. Again, I'm Kaden, and we have an amazing show to get to today. First, everybody's favorite segment, breaking news. The ABS system is coming into the MLB in 2026, which means we have robots in baseball now instead of umps. And so, in honor of that, one of the panelists is AI. You try to figure out which one, comment below what you think it is. And I would just love to hear y'all's thoughts on the situation.
I'm just going to go and preface by saying we're still having umps. Umps will still be behind the plate.
This is more breaking news.
It's we will still have umps. How it works is I'm pretty sure each team gets 2 challenges a game. So the ump is still calling balls and strikes. If the player or the pitcher disagrees with what the ump says, they can challenge what the ump called, and then they go into the system and look at the video and whatever, and then can overrule.
That's lame.
Oh.
I thought it was a robo.
I thought it was just full on robo.
I thought it was a robot ump.
They did
I was actually shocked.
They did it during
say.
spring training this year.
It's kind of similar one where it's they see the virtual pitch go through, and then you got to check it, and then
They also did it during the All-Star game. It was actually really cool. Because I was at the All-Star game, just want to say, and they did it, and it was on the Jumbotron, and you could see the box, and then it has the pitch, and if the tiniest sliver of the ball hit the zone, it was a strike, and they over-challenged it, and they.
I'm taking over the world.
just happy less Angel Hernandez's are employed. I'm so frustrated with how these umps that are supposed to go through training, supposed to be so good, yet they ruin a really great game. One of the ones that I remember, and now this is not really going to relate to balls and strikes because this was it was actually a out on in the infield, and so it was a grounded out that the pitcher had picked up. He was going to have a perfect game, I believe it was for the Tigers, and tossed it to first base, and this was 10, 12 years ago, I think now. And I can't remember what it is, but it's called 29 outs. I think is what it is. No, 28 outs. It's called 28 outs. Because the guy was actually originally out. It would have been a perfect game. The ump called him safe. The very next player was put out, and it actually prevented a pitcher from getting a perfect game. I wish I could remember the names, and I don't.
Was it a drop third strike?
No, it was a, it may have been actually.
He struck him out, but the catcher
I don't remember if it was a drop third strike or if it was a weak hit back to the pitcher. And it was between the pitcher and first base, and the pitcher ran over, grabbed it, and tossed it to whatever the case was, and it was on the first base side, and the guy was clearly out. They replayed it, still out, but they never overturned it.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think it was a weak hit to first, and the pitcher grabbed it.
Yes, and it was something with the Tigers, and literally there's a documentary called 28 Outs about it. Long story short, the reason I bring that up is just I'm excited to see that they will at least have strides towards making the game a little bit more neutral and not so based on a single person's calling. We always love umps. Umps are the greatest. If I ever watch, they're fun. But at the same time, they make some of the most horrific calls you've ever seen sometimes. And not all of them do it, but most of them do it. And it's just sad to see it go that way. So seeing this automated ball strike call robot will be kind of cool just to keep the game a little bit more neutral, a little bit more fair for both teams.
I just think that this is taken MLB way longer than any of the other professional leagues have, because MLS or soccer had the line system where they figured out if it was a goal or not. And that was big for them, and then NFL and XFL gives you full on look into the league room as they go over the rules. And the ACC the other day, I think at the Clemson game, did it for us as well. So I think it's taken MLB a little bit of a long time to kind of get this automated system to help with umpiring, because every single year there seems to be more and more missed calls, horrible calls, and so far hopefully this system works. I mean, it's worked in the minors, so hopefully it continues to work for the majors, but time will tell if umpires actually be needed on the field.
My only real takeaway is I read a quote from Zach Gallen. Maybe someone else on the show could tell me who that is.
Pitcher, Diamondback.
Pitcher on the Diamondbacks, legend Zach Gallen. But he said when they asked him about the rule, what he said about the rule wasn't very interesting, but I think what he said was interesting regardless. He said whether you're in favor or not or opposed doesn't really matter. It was coming anyway because it structured the vote between the players and owners, so I would just try to follow an indifference. That was kind of telling. So, I mean, it's a player. A lot of players changed their minds this season. And I think a lot of that came into what he's kind of saying of like indifference of like the structure between players and owners for votes. So that's something I wanted to mention that we don't necessarily have to talk about right now.
I think the biggest winners from this will be like the pitchers that love to like hold on to like the side of the edges when they're pitching. This could really help them out because there's a lot of close calls that they have on the edge.
And
the
if it
umpire will
touches
call it a
the
ball.
slightest sliver of that box, it'll be
If
called.
it touches the slightest of anything on that box, be called a strike, and I guarantee you strikeout rates next year will probably go up because of that.
Yes.
I guarantee it will.
Yes.
Juan Soto his career could be over
he's
with
cooked.
that. Yeah, he's
Inflation
cooked.
coming to the
he's
MLB.
cooked.
Careers cooked.
Juan Soto.
Stat padding.
Now on to everybody's favorite segment, a new segment called Last
Can
Week
you
of the Regular
stop?
What?
I missed it.
Why are you doing
A
this?
new segment I'm trying to host. Okay, did y'all scream at Mara when she did this? Okay,
Probably.
a new host.
Yeah,
That was just
we
me.
did.
So now that shouldn't mean a yell. We're probably only doing this once. Okay, this segment is a little time sensitive. It's called Last Week of the Regular Season. So up first, Braves eliminated. Braves panelists.
Us three.
What would y'all like to see in 2026? Brian, you can also fill in.
Some fight.
Some fight.
Is that a good answer?
Honestly,
I didn't watch too many
honestly, that's a
Braves.
great answer.
But I mean, from my friends that I've seen, and I just go first, that way you guys can air it out. I'll just get the Baltimore Orioles opinion out
I'm
because
gonna
I'm
get
kind
the
of in the
whiteboard
same
while I
boat,
do this.
right?
Oh, poop.
Because my thought was like, I've talked to some Braves fans, they kind of sit there and they go like, why in the world did you decide until the very end of the season to start actually winning close?
Are you talking about the Braves or Orioles?
Isn't this the Braves?
Yes.
I'm talking about the
Yes,
Braves.
yes.
Yeah. I was like, again, I didn't
Yes.
watch too many of the Braves because the Orioles did the same thing. They came in and all of a sudden had Oriole magic when they brought up their young bucks, but they brought up young people. It kind of gave a rejuvenation. The Braves didn't change anything, to my knowledge.
No.
So what I've
Nothing.
heard from all my friends that are deep, diehard Braves fans, they didn't change anything. Yet all of a sudden they just started winning close games.
They just got off of a 10-game win streak.
Yeah, and it's like, why wait till now to do it?
Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just broke it last night. But
And it was wondering, like, why wait till now to do the 10-game win streak? Like,
I
I get
don't
baseball's
even-
unpredictable, but at the same time, it's kind of like if you had it in you, why wait? But then
Like-
other people are like, well, maybe
Yeah.
it's just because other teams are like, well, hold on, we're still in the playoffs. We can just let the Braves win so that their draft stock can get tanked, and they can go higher up in the draft.
wait, yeah, now with
Yeah.
this streak we're going on, our draft stock is gonna.
We're not getting Cooper Flag.
Dang.
I don't understand this team at all. I literally wrote down only two things. I wrote we need bullpen help, just pitching help in general. Bullpen's a stinker. Obviously, there are some,
Let's do this somewhere else.
yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
very good market.
But there are some good like instances in starting pitching that could work out very well. But I think the biggest thing for us is we need more bold management. Our management is about the saddest thing you can ever think of. We make
It
no
might be coming back. He said he's not done.
God. Okay, we're
He's
gonna be
got
bottom
unfinished
feeder.
business to tend
Yeah.
to.
We've got no bold management. We play it safe every single year, and it doesn't end up going well for us. The past two seasons have been a nightmare compared to what the other previous seasons have been under management. I just want to see us going after guys in the offseason. I'm tired of us looking like we got Jurickson Profar. What did that do for us? A suspension for what, 80 games, half the season? And he couldn't even play in the playoffs, so we made it anyway. So it really wasn't worth it. So honestly, just more management decisions. Go bold, go big, or go home. I'm tired of staying mediocre when it comes to management decisions. We need more ball. We got to stop playing it safe.
My biggest thing is to extend Ha-Seong Kim for next season. He's been amazing since we picked him up. What? Okay. Yeah, he's the shortstop I've really been looking for since we lost Dansby. And then I would love to see us pick up 1 to 2 starters. Get rid of Elder and Wentz. I don't want to
Please.
see them on my field ever again.
Please.
Focus on rehabbing AJ Smith-Shawver, Schwellenbach, and Lopez for next season.
Good
And then,
pronunciations. Those are impressive.
I know.
I remember that.
That was good.
And then with them three, with Strider hopefully healthy, with Sale, that's a pretty good rotation to me. And then, yeah, coming off a 10-game win streak, if this team that's playing right now rolls into next season, we're fine. We're fine. Riley gets better. Albies just broke his hand, but he'll be good to go for next season. No, he was finishing his season. Him and Michael Harris started off terrible, finished great. So if they roll into next season playing like that, we're good. Acuna's been getting hot as of late. If he goes into next season like that, we're good. It's just if we play like we have been, if we rehab all these pitchers, pick up a few more, extend Kim, I think we're back in the race.
Next year, I want to see less baseball because it's just sad always and stuff. And I want to be more of a Blue Jays fan next year, maybe. But yeah, I guess. I want to see no Alex Anthropopoulos.
Thank you.
I want to see more money spent in the offseason, but not enough to have hope. I want to have no hope. I want us to either suck or be like a 90-win team where we're like, oh my God, we won 90 games. This is sick. I want it to be one of those things. And I'm being totally serious. Health and competence. If the management just makes rational decisions and we're decently healthy with injuries everyone has, but nothing too bad. That's what I want next season.
We don't want expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
No
Happiness is expectations minus reality. My mom hates that quote, but it's totally right. And so, yeah. With that, we're going to move on to, never mind. Give your playoff slate. Who's making it in? Who's not making it in? We're going to go through all 30 teams and their chances of making it in right now.
All 30?
No, we're not.
No, we're not. We're not doing that.
Are we writing it down?
Well, so let's say the Brewers, Phillies, Mariners have clinched it. The Dodgers have an over 99% chance to clinch it. So
they're winning today, so they're winning. They're clinching in an hour.
So yeah, exactly. So we are we got 2 division races and 3 wild cards that haven't been clinched yet.
Real quick, shout out Grant. Only team that I see, because this is funny, because I was looking on ESPN to see who exactly got eliminated. There's a bunch of E's, and there's one team in the middle that has no E. Miami Marlins. They're still in the race, Grant. So I wanted to shout you out.
No.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
No.
There is a chance.
It's not going to happen.
There is a chance.
I hope so.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's cool. They're still in it.
Listen, it's
fun.
lovely for their fan base that has 200 people a game. But, they're not making it. It's okay, Grant.
Didn't you cut Chris Godwin yesterday?
Okay. Let's not talk about that.
Nico Harrison over here.
This is a baseball show. It's not football. I made a wrong click. It's my fault. I'll own up to it.
Drafted Jamison Williams 11th overall. If y'all are, I can go. I don't.
Oh.
I'm looking because I just haven't looked at it yet.
So I have the Guardians winning the division because FanGraphs says 80% chance, and I have the Blue Jays winning the division because it's the Blue Jays and they're the greatest team in baseball. They're the story, the darling of the MLB, and obviously they're amazing. I have the Red Sox and the Tigers. I'm sure other people will talk more about that. I want to talk more about how excited I am about this MLB playoffs because I hate that the Braves aren't good, but because it's just a fun playoff. So many things that I disliked about last year that I was excited about last year are kind of leaving and returning. I hated the Yankees-Dodgers World Series last year. I did not want that again. I hate Goliath versus the Goliath. I always like the underdog teams, the teams that don't spend as much money or haven't been there as long. I'm always a big fan of them. And the Dodgers don't have this unfair, no salary cap unstoppability that we expected this season. The Yankees, of course, are not what they used to be. The Blue Jays are good. That's amazing. That's not a bit anymore. I'm going to watch every Blue Jays game. I'm very excited about that. I know they haven't been good as of late. Okay, you don't got to tell me, Riley. But the Tigers have kind of done the inverse of last season. Last season, they started off really gross. They got really hot late. This year, they started off like a genuinely respectable franchise. And since then, they haven't been as good. But they're in the playoffs, and it's cool to see. I didn't expect that going into the season. We haven't seen the Red Sox in a minute. They're a big market, but that's fun to see. The Mariners, of course, being the Astros, how amazing is that to see? It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. It sucks that Katie's not here, but even outside of the bit of hating Katie's Astros, it's cool to see the Mariners in. They're a fun team. I watched there's a Dorktown has a YouTube video essay thing that's 8 hours long covering the Mariners, and it's awesome. I recommend it to anyone. But yeah, Brewers don't do anything. The Phillies, it sucks that they're in. But when I look at this playoff slate, there's so many teams that I like, and the teams I dislike are more vulnerable than they've been. I love the Padres. I love Tatis. And if the Padres can hang with the Dodgers for 162 or 155 games in a season, maybe they hang for a playoff series too. So that's what I have to say about the playoffs. I'm very excited and cannot wait to watch more baseball.
Dodgers, NL West, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia, they already clinched their division. And then I have the Padres, I got Cubs in the wild card. As of right now, As of right now, I have the Mets. That is the worst. This is the worst playoff battle I've ever seen in my entire life. All 3 teams are absolute trash. Absolute trash. The Reds, the Diamondbacks, and the Mets. Trash. They're getting destroyed by the Dodgers right now. Trash.
What's the Dodgers?
8-0 right now.
8-0 bottom of the 7th.
You expect them to win?
That's close.
And then yesterday, the Diamondbacks lost in 11 to the Dodgers. Reds lost in 11 to Pittsburgh. And then the Mets got crushed 10-3 by Chicago. This is just an awful playoff race. Whoever makes that last wild card, you're terrible and you're not making it very far. Going to the AL, I got Seattle, Cleveland, Yankees division winners. I don't have Toronto winning the AL East because they have a harder remaining schedule than the Yankees right now. But wild card, I got Boston, Toronto, and the Astros. I think the Tigers are going to slip out of the.
That's bold.
Oh, okay, that's a bold take. I like it.
They have this is a historical collapse.
Tigers at a 79% chance to make the playoffs right now.
They look awful. They've collapsed, and they've lost a 9.5 game lead on their division in 2 weeks. That's historical. They look terrible.
The worst performance you've seen from the Tigers the last 2 weeks? Any Tigers?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
Tigers?
Mhm.
Okay. I'd give it a Clemson. But.
Nope.
So you can even go farther and say that in the last month they had a 15.5-point lead, game ahead, and the last team to come back, that's the Cleveland Guardians, I believe, came back down 15.5 games. The last team to do that, do you guys know what year?
1967.
I was gonna say that.
I'm pretty sure, I can't remember the date, I know it was early 1900s, like literally 1930 or 1910,
awesome.
like that far back. And it was a team that was 15 games behind. I think they said it was either Chicago or Milwaukee. It was one of the northern teams. I literally saw it on an Instagram reel, so I don't remember exactly the number of what everything it was.
You saw that on Reels?
It was it's almost like Whistle Sports or something when they have like the verified person, but they show it. And they had literally said it like the last time it would be the largest comeback ever as far as games behind at any point in the season.
Wow.
That team that came back down 15 was down 15 at halfway through the season. It was like 61-16 or something, and they ended up winning going 61-16 the rest of the way. So they were like halfway through the season. This one happened in a month. Like you said, historical collapse. It is absolutely horrific.
I remember. Go ahead. Keep.
No, yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying. I remember in 22, whenever we were down 10.5 to the Mets in July, and our comeback, by the end of the season, that was called historic, and that was a 2-3 month span. But this
in a month, 2 weeks, 9.5. That's insane.
We can go back to the wild card, but this is a element anyways. If you want to just knock out the Tigers right now, because we've all talked about them, do you think? I mean, it was a buy or sell anyways. Do y'all think? What do you if you say one word, because you already said it, you buy or sell? You think the Tigers can win the division, or do you think they're going to fully sell it?
Win?
Sorry. You think they'll make the playoffs? How would you buy or sell that?
Oh, make the playoffs? See, that's where I'm between, because that kind of falls into my wild card because it's Detroit versus Boston.
Oh.
And so that's who they're playing to close out the season. And the last starter for them has been announced. I didn't see the Boston one, but obviously Scooball is going to be starting for the Tigers.
Then they're going to take that.
I feel like they would, but they'd have to win the first 2 games in order to even have a chance to do it. It's going to be tough because if you look at the wild card here, the 2 teams that are ahead right now are Red Sox, Tigers, but Astros are going to pass them. Astros are playing the Angels. They have no stakes. It is going to come down to Red Sox and Tigers, and the Red Sox have 2 games above. I might side with Riley. I'm going to sit here and say that the Tigers won't make it. Okay. I think Boston is going to be able to get it, so I'm going to sell.
Boston's on fire.
Sell, buy, Jackson. Let's set a tie. And then Grant can break it.
I've got the Tigers making it. I think they'll still get in. They've had.
It's either Detroit or Houston.
I know that's
it's Detroit or Houston.
The worst vibes team of all.
This would absolutely kill the Mariners if all they did to keep the Astros out of the playoff and win their division, and the Red Sox, beat the crap out of the Tigers and the Astros get in. I can see the Astros being like a little dark horse if that's the case, but I got the Tigers rocking it, getting that wild card spot, but. My teams overall, I think obviously the Phillies. I could have told you early on in the season the Phillies were winning the division, even when the Mets were quote unquote hot for a little while. I could tell you who was going to win the NL East. The Brewers were kind of a surprise team. They definitely came out of nowhere and just rocked baseball for a while. And then the Dodgers. Obviously, that was probably the safest bet this entire year to see which team was going to win their division. I obviously had the Dodgers winning it. The Cubs made a lot of good moves in the offseason. That's obviously helped them out because they're making the playoffs this year. Padres, great young team. I figured they were going to make it. The last wild card spot for at least the NL, I hope, is the Reds. I think the Mets will blow it. I'm kind of high on the Reds right now making it in. I think the Mets will end up blowing it. I really do. I hope so. Pray to God. I need it. I said last year that the Yankees were going to win the World Series. I am so glad they're making it to the playoffs at least.
You'd be right.
I really hope I'm right. It looks like I'm really wrong right now, but I'm still rocking with the Yankees. I still got them winning it all. I'm not backing down from that. I sound stupid, but I am. Then I got the Guardians, the Mariners. Thank the Lord they beat the Astros. I'm just so happy. I really wish Katie was here right now. We would be dogging her the entire time. It would be amazing. But the Blue Jays, I got the Tigers, and then I got the Red Sox getting that last spot. So I think it'll end up, hopefully, Yankees still win the whole thing. I'm praying.
Now, what is the tiebreaker in case of wild card?
Reds own over the Mets. Own it over the Mets.
Because right now, if you look at like how it's standing, and it's kind of made me second guess now. There are 3 games left in the season, right?
Sheesh.
Tigers are playing Red Sox, but Tigers have a 1-game lead over the Astros. So the best chance the Astros have is if the Tigers go winless and the Astros have to win 2 games against the Angels.
I think
So the Tigers win 2 games, they're in.
I think the
One,
Astros
two out
have
of
to win
3?
all of them.
If the Tigers win 1 game and the Astros lose 1 game, I think technically the Tigers would have to be in if you like actually use mathematics. Both have 3 games left. And so like my thought is like, what's the tiebreaker? Is it like in football it's conference record or something like that?
It's
Is that
head to
similar?
head.
It's head to head.
head-to-head?
Who has the head to head there?
I don't know.
Because that might change my
I
decision.
would
Alexa.
assume it's the Tigers.
Because that would be very tough to do. Yes, the Tigers are on a 1-9 in their last 10 games, but all you have to do is come out with 1 win.
I feel like the Tigers have it.
Astros are 3-7 in their last 10 against Detroit.
Okay, so the Tigers have
Tigers
it.
have it.
Tigers have it, yeah.
I might.
I'm taking Tigers.
I might say Tigers make the playoffs because I kind of had to think about it. At first, I'm like, oh shoot, it's just like that. But
Should have done your research.
if
I'm perfectly fine.
I don't know because it's gonna be
Tigers
so tough.
are playing Boston.
And the Astros are playing Los Angeles.
But the
best team in baseball.
Exactly.
Mike
in order,
No.
the Astros are 1 game
Exactly.
behind.
Mike
so
Trout.
in order for the Astros to do it, they'd have to finish at least 1 game above the Tigers,
Yes.
which means that the Tigers would have to be swept by Boston, and the
The
Astros have to
Astros
win
gotta-
2 out of
Tigers aren't being swept. by
3
Boston.
games, the
I don't
Astros have to do
think
2 games
I don't-
better than the Tigers. If the
Skewball pitching,
Tigers
they're not getting swept.
win 2, they win. They're automatically in. They need the Tigers to win 0 or 1, and the Astros have to sweep or win 2. That's
Correct.
a lot to ask for.
That's a lot to ask for, and in that case, I am switching my opinion. So I think Tigers will make the playoffs because I'm over here like, oh yeah,
That's
check it out.
majority. Tigers are in the postseason. We did it.
So I'm gonna say for my AL, obviously you already have the people that are already like in. AL's obviously Blue Jays, Yankees. I think Guardians are gonna win that division. That's just what I believe, and Mariners are in. So the other 2 will be Boston and Detroit. That's gonna be my playoff picture from the AL. On the NL side, you obviously have the Phillies. You have the Brewers, the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Padres. I'm going to go ahead and say the New York Mets make it in. They are playing Miami. Sorry, Grant. I'd see them winning enough to be able to classify into the wild card, or at least make the wild card. They are right now a half game above the Reds, but if you're telling me they're going into Miami, the Reds have to play Milwaukee. Arizona has to play the Padres. St. Louis has to play the Cubs, and I understand they might rest their starters. They might rest some people, but I would find it very hard that if the Mets have this chance to just beat Miami, even though it's in Miami, which recently hasn't really seemed like a home field advantage. It's kind of like the Rams' home field advantage in NFL. I see the Mets being able to at least close out 2 games and just putting it away and going into the playoffs.
See, I have a sliver of hope that they don't make it. I think the Diamondbacks, they're done. They're done. It's going to be it's between Reds and Mets, and I'm hoping the Marlins have actually been kind of hot recently, so I'm hoping Mets go into Miami, lose that series, and then the Reds go into Milwaukee, and Milwaukee is setting up their pitching rotation for the playoffs. They're resting starters, so like they're all discombobulated, and then Reds go in there and win that series, and then we're good. We're home free.
Didn't you say earlier, Brian, that the Marlins are fighting for a playoff spot? That there's
They're
a
not.
little sliver of hope?
There is a
They're
very
playing the Mets. There's a little sliver
there
of
is
hope.
a very tiny.
It's
They are
ridiculous.
4 games behind.
Yet again, it's a very small slimmer of hope. But
It's like
they're
a magic
playing- but if
number
they're
is 4 with like 4 opportunities.
They would have to sweep the Mets.
That's the thing. The Mets are the other wild card
It's like a
spot.
half a percent.
Their little sliver of hope is beating the crap out of the Mets.
They would have
In
to
4 games, sweeping the
I
Mets.
know it's-
They'd have
4
to
games,
sweep the
yeah.
Mets, and the Reds would have to get swept by Milwaukee.
Would the Reds have to get swept or just lose 1?
Yes, they have to get swept.
They'd have to get swept.
They have, yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
a 0.4% chance.
And
It's
Diamond-
just funny. There's
Diamondbacks.
Listen,
But
they-
you're telling me
Diamondbacks-
there's a chance.
Listen, they can't control what the Reds are going to do, but they control what they are going to do. If they want to get in, they're going to have to obviously sweep the Mets. And you play your own destiny. If you want to get in there, you beat the crap out of
I
the
wouldn't
Mets.
be surprised.
You take 3-0 in the series.
That team is awful, the Mets.
Yeah, they're. I don't know how they're doing.
Well, for some teams, it'll take
Thank you.
3 games to see if they're in the postseason. But speaking of 3 to see, that is our next segment, and we're going to go over 3 to see
You thought that
choke
was
addiction. You should listen to Brian's transitions and be for real. They're so
Way
funny.
better.
And so, buy or sell, Astros choke the AL West lead.
Go watch Be
I would
For
love
Real.
to hear. I mean, you don't have to. I would love to hear. What do y'all think? So the
Brian.
prompt is the Astros choked the AL
A
West.
slide. I didn't think that was going to
That's a buyer.
And I'm going
What
to
was it?
sell.
What was the prompt?
The
Sorry.
Astros have choked the AL West lead. I'm going to sell.
In other words, they're not going to win.
Yeah, no, well, choking, it means they choked. It means they messed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in other words, are we buying or selling? Like,
Did
we believe they're going to win this.
Did the Nationals choke the NL? No.
Did the Nationals have a chance?
No. The Astros never had a chance, okay? They got what they deserved. Okay, I'm selling this because I think the Mariners went 9-1 in their last 10 games. They've played incredible. Astros went 4-6 in the last 10. Before that, it wasn't great either. It was a little bit a touch below 500. I think it's much more of the Mariners just took control of the division than it is a negative indictment on the Astros. I think the Astros went through a mediocre, leaning, rough slump, and the Mariners went crazy at the right time and got hot.
Yeah.
I would say it's more of a case of the Mariners taking over than the Astros choking. The Tigers have choked. They're falling apart. If we're talking about my interpretation of that, it's more so just the Mariners running the table than it is the Astros. However, obviously the Astros played the Mariners, and that didn't go very well. I think it was a sweep, right?
Yeah.
Which brings me to Riley.
No, they choked that. If you're coming back home and you're playing a division rival and you have the lead, and you're at home and you get swept by a division rival, you choked. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have held dominance,
Yeah.
if you've held dominance over that division for the past decade, and
They haven't won since 2001.
Yeah, and the rival team comes into your home stadium, and you somehow manage to blow that. That is they absolutely choked. That is ridiculous. They should have won that series. I mean, it's at home with a playoff spot on the line and also the division crown on the line. Why in the world are you not putting up more of a fight? So yes, the Astros absolutely sold. Katie, I'm sorry, they sold.
No, and then you go into an athletic series and you lose that series. Sorry.
They are beating them right now 9-0, but it doesn't matter at all.
Still lost the series.
Doesn't even matter.
Sorry, you choked.
I'm buying this too. I've literally just been trying to search this up for whatever reason my phone's not connecting. But I was trying to remember the last time I was on this show, I think it was 2 weeks ago, didn't the Astros have a multiple game lead in the division, right? I wasn't crazy. It was
No,
like
it was
3 or 4 games, wasn't it?
There was a good few games there.
Last time we saw Katie.
To my knowledge, 3 to 4 games,
We'll
at least in the MLB in my
We'll never
opinion,
see her again.
We'll never see her again. Bro.
3 to 4 game lead towards the end of the season, in my opinion, while you have a home field advantage, or home field, I'm thinking basketball court. When you have a home field advantage against a division rival with we're assuming a 3-game lead will be nice, with about a 3-game lead in the division, and you get swept, that's a choke. Mm-hmm. That is a big choke. And coming from a Ravens fan and an Orioles fan, I know what choking looks like. That was a choke. That was a huge choke.
They're Atlanta fans. They know what it looks like.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've dealt with.
I've dealt with it so.
You've dealt with John Harbaugh. We've dealt with 28.
I'm a Carolina fan. We've never choked. We
17
just
double-digit losses in the last 18 years. I know a thing or two about choking.
Why
the Astros choked.
why did you pick 18 years for the Ravens?
The Ravens,
Why did you
18
pick
years.
18 years as a sample?
That's
Who's
what it
been
was.
around for the Ravens for the last 18 years that might be a part of that statistic?
John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh.
He has
Biggest
been.
choker in sports.
He has been.
And
Still better than Todd Bowles.
not better than Todd Bowles. But we don't have 6 hours to get into that. Actually, yes, we do. So buy or sell, Todd Bowles. No, Mets choked the wild
Touching
card
all
lead.
bases, touching all coaches.
So we're touching all the coaches, but first, Mets choked wild card lead. Battling with the Reds. I'll be really fast. I said bye, and I was like, the Diamondbacks are going to make the playoffs. And then I was like, but I don't want to do research on that. So I was like, am I going to get flamed if I say that? And then I texted the group chat, and they're like, no, the Diamondbacks are in it too. And I feel like I'm going to be like, no, and flaming now.
They're just irrelevant.
Yeah, I think you're irrelevant. So we're going to go to Brian first.
I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say bye again. I didn't even have to race. I'm just going to use the same one. I'm saving the environment.
Wow.
I'm going bye. This is, again, same exact case. You had a multiple game lead, and I get it was towards the end of the season, but once again, you didn't finish strong. And if you don't finish strong, that is a choke. If you started strong and you can't finish strong, that's not good. But with that being said, I do honestly think the Mets choked it away. You had the power in your hands to be able to take it over, to be able to get a little bit of a more comfortable lead, and now you're sitting here. You have to beat the Marlins, which is doable, obviously doable, and you have a pretty good chance of making the playoffs. But you could have made it a lot easier and a lot less stressful, and even clinched a week or two ago if you had just played consistent and you just couldn't find consistent play out of your players. So with that being said, I think it was a choke on the lead, but I don't think they'll actually choke the wild card spot away. I think they will still make the playoffs. I
Yeah.
think that was a question. I was like, I think I answered that. Because then I was thinking, I was like, wait, is it a choke question? But yeah.
Yeah, Mets choked. I can't like express how awful this team is. Just an absolutely horrid team. Their pitching is awful. They still have Clay Holmes in their rotation. They still have David Peterson in their rotation. They got 2 15-year-old starters in their rotation. Their fielding is just terrible. Every time I see a clip of Cedric Mullins in the outfield, he's messing up somehow. Every time I see a Juan Soto home run, they're down 10-3, and it's a solo, and he's still pointing at the bullpen. He's still flapping his arms, celebrating, this dude.
Flapping his arms?
They're talking about some MVP race. He's not even a runner-up. He's not in the. He might be top 3, but.
For walks.
He's a stat patter. He's
For walks, yes.
absolute waste of money, absolute waste of space. He's just an absolute awful player on an absolutely awful team.
The Mets are top 5 in stolen bases.
And
My beloved
Fourth in
Cedric
home runs.
Mullins.
Hasn't really helped him that much.
Cedric Mullins has not been the same since he left the Orioles. I think they just took the fun out of him. New York just does that. Look at Rogers.
horrible.
He went back to Pittsburgh, and somehow they're doing.
And now he's doing better.
They're doing all right.
Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold.
And literally everyone that's left.
Look at anyone. It's so sad.
Anyway, okay.
You haven't gone?
I'm gonna sound crazy, but I'm going sell on this. I never thought they had it at the beginning of the season when they were hot. I never thought they had it in the middle of the season. I've never thought they've had it all season long. I called this at the beginning of the season. They were gonna somehow choke and get out of the playoffs. It looks like they're doing exactly what I said they were gonna do. This team is pathetic. When you really look at them, they're not that good of a team. They are honestly look worse than the Braves sometimes. That is crazy to say this year. But I've literally, since the beginning of the season, even though when they were hot, I called it. They were going to choke it somehow, some way. And they actively are right now as we speak. So I'm going sell on that. I never thought they had a shot in the first place. So I'm not even going to let them have a bye. I'm not even going to say they choked it. They just never had it.
Awesome. Lastly, something that Riley wanted to talk about so badly. Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh has hit 60 home runs this season. As of last night. Breaking news. And I have a little something, but I know this is kind of breaking. If y'all have anything to say, Riley, I'd love to hear what you have to say about Cal Raleigh.
Well, Cal Raleigh.
Like North Carolina, like the city.
Yes. I think, is it as of that right now, him and Judge are tied for odds to win MVP?
No, Cal Riley now has it.
Cal probably has it right.
He is highest.
It's just,
minus 300, I believe.
it's actually, it's really tough because,
Correct, I have it over here.
Judge-
Minus 200, excuse me. Sorry, go ahead.
oh my God.
Minus 200 would be the favorite to win.
I bet on Judge right
That's actually crazy. But it's crazy because, and it's hard because Judge leads every single offensive stat other than home runs and RBIs.
It should be Judge.
It really should.
just-
I think it should be Judge, but just like, I don't know.
Ew.
Yeah, it's just like, it's boring.
It's voter fatigue.
It's boring.
That's what it is.
I hate, you go.
He knows a little bit about voter fatigue.
I was about to say something because I'm like, this is exactly what this entire sports year is. You look at NFL, it was Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. What was the argument? Yeah, he might not have as good as numbers, but his team's not quite as good. And it's like the very voter fatigue. Lamar was just coming off a MVP, right?
I knew that would bring that out.
That's coming out here. You look at the basketball, right? NBA. Nikola Jokic should have won it over Shea, but Shea got it because he was the new guy. Nikola Jokic has, 4 MVPs?
I fully agree.
Right?
She disagrees with that. Isn't that crazy?
Shea was a
yeah,
good
she
player.
for that.
Josh Allen is a good player.
Well, at least it takes you.
But according to the MVP and their statistics, they aren't as valuable. If you lead a category in an entire division or an entire league, that means you're valuable to something, or else you wouldn't be leading in that category. All right? Aaron Judge right now, I was one that came on 2 weeks ago and said, I hope Cal Riley wins it because I think it'd be cool. But when I look at the statistics and I back it up, I want Aaron Judge to win it. Aaron Judge should win it. If Cal Riley does, cool. You have a catcher who had 60 home runs. That's really cool. But Aaron Judge should be the winner, just like Nikola Jokic should have been, just like Lamar should have been. And Aaron Judge, just to back up your point of that he leads almost every statistic, he leads in batting average with 328, OBP with 455, slugging percentage with 681, OPS with 1.136. He has 51 home runs, only 9 behind the first place, 109 RBIs, also not leading technically in that one, but he's only about 16 RBIs off of Cal Riley, who leads in the AL, not leads in MLB. But he has 121 walks, leads MLB, which isn't really that important because people just walk him because he's that good. And then he has 133 runs, which leads to MLB as well. Aaron Judge, based on statistics, should get it, but Cal Riley will win it because of voter fatigue.
That was about 120 seconds long. Mara, Katie, and Drew never went on a heated rant for 120 seconds that well articulated and educated. So that was awesome. But I fully agree with everything you said. I love sports history, and I think that like just looking back at like who won MVP in 1980 and 1988 in the NBA. You know, who was killing up the MLB AL in the 1940s and 50s. That's interesting to me. And so when you have like Cal Riley, there's a part of me that's like, I want to remember that. Well, Cal Riley will be remembered forever now, like in 50 years. But I'd rather see like Judge, if we're stacking up like the greatest ever, like this is going to be an annoying little blimp in his resume and stuff, and it's an annoying thing to see.
I think because Cal's being so covered by the media right now, a lot of people just like only see Cal and his 60 home runs, but the smaller stat, like not smaller, but like the OBP, the slugging, the OPS, like you don't really see that as often. So like people don't think about that whenever it comes to Aaron Judge, but it is a lot more valuable technically than what Cal's doing. But a lot of people only look at homers and RBIs. Also today, Jeff Passan went on to some show and he said that every single voter, like MVP voter that he's asked so far, like who they would vote for, they've all said Judge. Every single one of them has said Judge.
Well, that's when they had gone through with Lamar. They said a lot of people said Lamar. When they did the Heisman, I think a lot of people were saying Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter won it. Like, it's just, I've saw this trend starting from like January, and every single major award that would be technically qualified or equated to an MVP,
It went to the
all the professionals say, let's go with the statistics. All the voters go, nah, we'll go with the person that's more media-based.
The narrative, yeah.
Correct, the narrative. And so it's just not, it's not like, I mean, you can also argue, I know last year I argued that Lamar should have MVP. This was 2023, this was the year before, and he didn't have as good of stats. But it's tough. You go back and forth. Like, that's what it is, and I think I've grown more into statistical, so I think Dak should have won it that year. I've changed my opinion now. Lamar was great. Lamar had not as great of a team, but I think now that I've changed my opinion, we all grow as people. I grew as a person. I think Lamar should only have 2 MVPs, but it shouldn't be 2023. It should have been 2024.
I fully agree. He has a fair amount of MVPs, but it's just not in the right years.
It's not in the right years. Yeah. And everyone's like, no, it should have been Josh. But anyway, I can go on a whole other tangent, but that's not baseball. We're not going with that.
I hate to do all this and hate on Raleigh, though. And as we come close to wrapping up, you have something to say too, obviously, but as we come close to wrapping it up, I did do I left no bases untouched. I left no stone unturned. And I looked for some Cal Raleigh MLB records he's broken in the 170 years to the MLB. He's broken 8 records, okay? I'm going to read them to y'all, but they get progressively more specific, all right? And
ESPN records or Sports Center records.
All right?
AI, ChatGPT records over here.
Not at all. No ChatGPT.
Google Gemini records.
So number 1, this is the most home runs in a season by a catcher, all right? He's the 7th player, record, whatever, 7th player in MLB history to hit 60 home runs. It's the most home runs in a season by a switch hitter. The most single-season home runs in Mariners history. He broke Ken Griffey's record. The most multi-home run games by a catcher after the first half of the season. The first catcher at Fenway Park to homer from both sides of home plate in the same game. I actually love that one. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that one. He's the heaviest bearded 60 home run hitter.
Bro.
That's the dumbest stat.
He's the first 60 home run hitter whose hometown's population is smaller than Clemson's entire student body in 2025. Those are his MLB records.
Can we take those last 2 off?
Yet the funny part, he was not the first home run derby contestant to be a switch hitter. That belongs to Adley Rushman.
Yeah, it does.
I saw that, yeah.
I'm just joking, but yeah. It is impressive, and I think it'd be cool to see him like past 62, 63 maybe home runs.
62.
He'll come up on it.
Yeah, we're not going to say.
65, 60.
No.
I think it'd be cool
he
to see him
hits-
past that because I just think it'd be cool to see him keep climbing that rank. But
He needs
I would be
6, 7
satisfied with him hitting about 62 to 63 home runs and then Aaron Judge winning the MVP. I think that'd be kind of cool. You see him kind of climb up the ranks, but you also give credit to a guy who has just put on a historically statistical, really good.
Yeah, there are 2 things that are killing Judge right now in this MVP race. It is voter fatigue. That's the biggest one. But I also think something a lot of people kind of forget about a little bit right now is his postseason struggles. I think that also could
No one's forgot.
little bit.
No one's forgot.
Well, no one's forgot about it, but it's
All I
definitely.
think
That doesn't factor into MVP.
I do kind of feel like though it kind of hurts people
This is
a
a bad
little
point.
bit with the way he was. But I think when you look at it statistically this season, I think they're going to give it to Cal just because of what he's done for catchers and even just the Mariners organization as a whole. Aaron Judge, though, when we look back on it like 20 years, 30 years from now, obviously Judge is going to be the better player in the long run, I think, career-wise. I think this will probably be Cal's like one like extraordinary season. I still think he'll be an amazing player, but I don't think he'll probably hit as good of a season as this one. I really don't.
I do feel like playoff success also kind of lingers in their minds, like you said. And you've seen that with other major awards. You look at like Lamar, Nikola Jokic, Ashton Genty, Aaron Judge. If they were going to win it, what do they all have in common? Yes, Nikola Jokic is a little bit of an outlier because he has a championship.
Has Lamar won a playoff game?
Not Lamar.
Lamar's won like maybe 3. He's like 3-5. He's pretty bad. He does not live up to his hype.
No.
Ashton Genty's
Harbaugh's
team
fault.
did not live up to the hype, and he didn't. And then now you're looking at Aaron Judge, who, meanwhile, he has a bigger portion in the playoffs. They shouldn't use playoffs as statistics, but I wouldn't be shocked because we're all human and we all think about it if they do put that into consideration. But they shouldn't. So
Judge has an MVP to spare. Give it to Cal. I think he'll win.
the big dumper,
Yeah.
one of the best things.
Yeah, I will say I think that the center of gravity change with how he's built genetically. I think we might see more like BBLs in the MLB.
How tall is he?
Maybe in 20 years, everyone in baseball could be getting that kind of surgery.
Judges, but not. I'm talking about Cal Riley. How tall is Cal Riley?
235 pounds.
Is he 6'2"?
I don't think he's that huge.
I'm very curious now.
No, he's 235.
He's 6'3". He's 6'3". What's his weight?
He's not that tall.
6'3" is pretty tall.
I thought it said 376. It just runs batted in. My bad. I was like,
Where is his weight?
you just like a
It's 235. I already.
No.
6'3", 235, and Aaron Judge is what,
Not that type of
6'7",
judge. Not that type of judge.
I know Aaron Judge's weight. What's creepy?
50 or 60?
Yes.
His weight's like
Aaron Judge is-
250.
we already-
Oh, he's
we already did
282.
this. We did this last
He's
time.
the same size as like Khalil Mack or like Myles Garrett.
Honestly, if you really look
Essentially.
at,
Aaron Judge is huge.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this right now.
good.
This is my first time actually looking at it. If you look at their averages, it should absolutely go to Judge. I
This
mean,
is your first time looking at their averages?
He's gonna win the
in
batting
like a
title.
minute, it's like 241 average, and then Judge has got a 328 with 173 hits. Other than home runs and RBIs, every other statistic,
what I
Judge
said.
should really win.
That's what I
That is
said.
different. But like, yeah, and I mean his you're out. You try to steal, but you're out. Whatever what's that stat called? Like
pick
you
off.
tried to steal,
Throwing
but the
down.
catcher threw it, and he was good at throwing it. So now you are
off.
out.
Yeah.
Cal Riley's really good at that, and that's not factored in. So Cal Riley's defensive prowess is more known than Aaron Judge's defensive inability. And net
So painful.
neutral.
But let me ask this. What's more
He's
impactful?
so much in my brain.
What's more
This
impactful?
is hurting my brain.
Right/left field or catcher?
Catcher.
So he would have more of an opportunity to showcase his defensive prowess.
He's taking advantage by being awesome on defense.
But if you put it in perspective of how good he is most of the time and how good he's not, and then
No,
you put
Aaron Judge-
Aaron Judge's perspective, I feel like
I think Riley is very wrong.
no, I'm just trying to make an argument, just to make an argument.
It's just good. There's one girl on the show. She must be different. It's fine.
I'm saying Judge should win it, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you
Judge
said
should
Cal.
win it. Judge should win
You
it.
said Cal should win it.
At first you said
Oh.
Aaron, and then you said Cal.
No.
Grant, go back and show us real quick.
I said
Okay, so-
Judge should win it. I think Cal might
Okay,
win
my
it.
Yeah.
fault.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right,
That's
all right. Well,
how
That's kind of. I think that's where we all are, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
that's
We
how
all
we
think
are.
Cal will probably win
Cal
it just because
will.
of voter fatigue or other reasons, but
Judge should.
we all think Judge should win.
That's kind of crazy though, because I think like a few weeks ago we were all saying like, oh yeah, Cal should win it, and now like
Yeah.
getting towards the MVP, like we're all saying
It's what's funny because he
Judge.
added home runs, so we're like,
Yeah.
nah, never mind.
I think they both hit 2 last night. 2 homers.
I'm gonna go and be for real. My hot take is gonna be that Brian hates touching all bases, and as content director, he's gonna come on, filibuster, make the shows an hour, and then say your shows are too long. Your show is over. That's what he's doing right now. But
Don't
I
tell
think,
my secret plan.
I think it's been quite a minute. Does anyone have anything else to say?
6-7.
No, we're good.
Good.
Thank y'all so much for watching Touching All Bases. We will be back next Friday at 2 p.m. We're very excited to see y'all. We love y'all so much. Goodbye. I'm Kaden, Jackson, Brian, Riley. Kaden, goodbye.